So in this video I'll explain about Lua tools for game development. There are two tools, Science TE and Love Engines. These two tools are used. I will explain how to use this. So here you see Google Cloud. In this website you can download Lua for Windows, and these are some issues, wikis and links available. You go to the mainly the project, and there you see the GitHub Lua for Windows. There you have a lot of information, the files, the folders which you can browse and have a look at it. And then basically to install it you just need to install the exe file. This is just the GitHub source code which is available, which you can have a look into the code if you want to, if you're interested. So you can install the VC redistributable file, which is some of the components which the Lua uh, for Windows will require. So download from the lua.exe from the Google code. So that's the executable. You have to double click to install the application. So once you have this window, then you can follow the process for this Science TE2 application, and then the application will launch on itself. And here in this front end you can start coding. So then you'll have these two icons, Science TE, where you have the editor, and simply you can write Lua a code, and then tools compile will compile it, and tools go will run the application. For example, here you see I'm just printing some value and dividing and adding some, doing some mathematical calculations. Here I'm just printing 70 divided by 3. So that's the basic Science T. Here it's a console application where you can print out different values. So this is a basic application which you can start coding in Lua Science T, and this is specifically for Windows. So here you will find a simple program. So in this you have a run quiz. So you have two functions, run quiz and ask question. So run quiz, I input the value 5, which goes to the number of questions, and then it loops around from 1 to 5, and it prints the question, and ask question is called 5 times. So the ask question takes two numbers, number 1, number 2, takes a random value of 1 to 10, between 1 to 10, and then it's printing what is the number 1 plus number 1 and number plus 2, Then it takes in the user's input. io.read is the way Lua reads the user input, and then the correct answer is calculated, and then the answer which you put and the correct answer is compared, and the answer is given. So here down you see the result 5 plus 1, and then you compile and run. So it's asking 1 plus 6 is what? I put 8, and it says incorrect answer 7, and the correct answer is 7. So it goes to the other else part. So that way now I'm putting the correct answer, so it comes to the correct answer section. That is the second part of the if. So that's the basic of Lua. You have functions, you have print, you have for loop. So you can execute the same code and see how it works for you. This is the love engine of Lua, where you can program games, 2D games. It's a sort of an engine where you can play, and it runs on Windows, Mac, Linux, and Android and iOS. So once you install this application, then I'll tell you how you can basically develop small games. So you install the 64-bit installer, and that's a exe file which is same as normal Windows applications. You just double click it, and once you install it, you'll have a application running. So these are some of the games which were developed in this with this engine, what you see below. Now you double click Lua for Windows, that application, and then you run the execution. It installs this whole thing and creates icons, and it's a standard Windows installation. So once you do that, you will see the application. There is an error coming up because I am running already the Science TE, which is interrupting this. So now I retry and then it works. So once the installation finishes, I will show you how you can develop a small game application with this. So the application has been installed, and then now you can start the application from the start cursor with I don't see the icon. I'll show you soon. So now you go to yeah, and from the command prompt you have this icon. Then once you start this, you will see this window where there is no game. What it means is you have to first create a main.lua in a folder and then load that. So then the engine will basically load that .lua file and then run the application. Till that you will see only this giving a message that there's no game. So now I'll introduce you to Zero Brain Studio. This is a studio or a editor where you can run Lua code and then basically execute it in a complete Windows. So you go to this website and then install the Zero Brain Studio 32-bit installer on your Windows application. So once this installs, you will have an editor where you can basically paste. So that's how the icon comes, and then you can open it. Then you'll have this main.lua. You have to create a file called main.lua and put your code there. Then you can basically execute this application. So this is a small bouncing ball application I wrote on Lua. You can paste it here and then simply press that green button to execute the application. So you have a function called love.draw and then update another application, another function for printing these values. Yeah, love.load, update, and draw. So these are the three functions. I'm not going too much into the code, it's just introduction to this studio. Now execute it and see how it works. So you have to select this option project from love, then only it will execute the engine with love engine, otherwise it will select another engine. So here is a bouncing ball application which I'm showing you. It's a 2D application which you can very quickly develop with Zero Brain and Lua code. So hope you understood these two tools. Do if you have questions, do post and do leave a feedback, and also give me a review so that I can, it will help me to improve my courses.